dedicated July 6th of 2005, is a tribute to 168 victims as well as survivors of this tragic event. From 2006, the Circus Fire Memorial has dedicated and started the tradition of reading the survivors' narratives, which are located in this book titled Circus Fire Memories. Today's narrative will be read by the Assistant Chief of the Hartford Fire Department, Chief Reginald Freeman.
I was so excited to be able to go to a circus with my mother and her friend, Rose Dunn, RN, and her daughter. I was really looking forward to a fun day. Being an only child with very little money, this was going to be a real treat for me. I was only 5.5 years old on the day that I will never forget. It was an extremely terrifying experience, especially at that age. With these memories, to this day, I will not attend any functions in a tent. When there are movies on TV about fires, I still cannot sleep at night and have nightmares. While watching the Walendas, I remember seeing flames and smoke across the arena from where we were seated. Everyone was screaming and in a panic. As we started leaving our seats, my mother lost her shoe. She left me sitting there to get her shoe, and the chair started falling on top of me. When she came back to me, she dragged me to an opening where the tent fabric might have been cut open to make an exit. I remember a very large woman on the ground with people trampling over her. I wanted to go back and help her, but my mother just kept pulling me. When we got out to Barber Street, I remember the elephants walking down the street with tails and trunks joined. I remember hearing sirens from fire trucks, ambulances, and emergency vehicles. Everything was in turmoil. I remember looking back and seeing the tent collapsing. We walked south until a woman in a second or third floor apartment offered her home so people could use her telephone to call relatives or friends. My mother called my aunt and uncle, and my uncle came in his truck and picked us up. My other aunt, who worked on Asylum Street, ran all the way to find us and help others. When we arrived at home, my mother had me take a bath to get the smell off of me and discarded our clothes. My dad was in New York at the time on business and heard the news on the radio. He was so excited to hear we were alive and not one of the 168 fatalities when he called. When he arrived home, he complained to us the telephone lines were busy and it took him quite a while to contact us. When hearing his voice, I just remember crying for a long period of time. Eleanor Lynn Bramberg.